Greetings and welcome to SPCA Stories, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of animal rescue, rehabilitation, and the people who make it all possible at SPCA Monterey County. If you are new to us, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Dawn Fenton, SPCA Monterey County Content and Education Manager, and we are coming to you from the SPCA Monterey County Claire Jacobson Learning Center in stunning Salinas, California. When people visit our adoption center, they see wagging tails, hopeful faces, and animals waiting for their next chapter. Behind every adoption is a team of dedicated professionals working every day to ensure those animals receive the care, enrichment, and support they need while they wait for their forever homes. This episode, we're joined by Assistant Shelter Manager Peter Langley. Peter helps oversee the daily care of all of the animals at the SPCA and in our shelter, and he works closely with staff, volunteers, and adopters to help create successful outcomes for pets and people alike. Enjoy this episode and be sure to stay tuned until the very end. I have something special to offer a lucky listener. Enjoy. So, Peter, introduce yourself to our listeners, please.
Okay. My name is Peter. I'm the Assistant Shelter Manager here at the SPCA. I've been here about 5 years now. And yeah.
Okay, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good chunk of time.
Yes, it is.
Did you come in as customer care? Or?
I did. So I started in customer care, and then I always thought I was going to move into our behavior department. Actually started that process, and then kind of got sideswiped into management, and here I am. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
I was just going to ask if you love it.
Yeah, I do. I really love my job.
That's amazing. What do you love about it?
I really love being in the shelter. I love being involved in the people, which I did not think I would ever like doing. I'm an animal person.
Interesting.
But I really love being involved in matching people with an animal. And I think everybody should have an animal and be able to own an animal. And I love how we do it here. Mm-hmm. And I love being able to be part of that.
I agree. Everyone should have a pet. Mm-hmm. So how did we find you?
So I actually was living out of state when I interviewed here.
Oh.
So my interview was over Zoom, and it was very awkward because my Wi-Fi had gone out at home. So I drove to the closest McDonald's and I did my interview in the parking lot of a McDonald's.
Oh my goodness. That is a great story. So it must have been in the midst of the pandemic and
it
all
was.
That.
Yes.
So
right in the
but you were out of state anyway.
Yes.
Can I ask where you were?
I was in Arizona. I was in the middle of Phoenix.
Okay.
And I had lived here previously, but we were moving back. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for a job, and I had somebody recommend the SPCA and applied, and here I am.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So did you grow up here?
I didn't. I grew up in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
So complete other side of the country.
Wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm intrigued. Now I got to know. So tell me your journey. So you grew up in Georgia.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you get here?
So I grew up in Georgia. I lived there until I was about 14, despite the lack of accent, believe it or not. I moved to Arizona from there for about 2 years with my family. From there, we moved out here for the first time down into South Monterey County to San Lucas. So middle of nowhere out on Highway 198 out there. My grandmother needed care, so we moved out there to be with her. And then I started dating my now husband, and we moved back to Arizona just for fun. And then in the middle of the pandemic, decided that we wanted to be closer to family. So we came back out this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Zoom interview happened and
here I am.
Here we are. Here we are. And we're lucky to have you. We're so lucky to have you.
Happy to be here.
Did you always grow up with animals?
I did. I blame my grandma for that. So I can remember living in Georgia, and one of my first memories is my grandma showing up at my front door with a kitten, and my mom wanting to take that kitten and bring it back to my grandma's house, and me not allowing that to happen. So I grew up with cats, lizards, a horse, fish, everything. If there was an animal, I was probably going to bring it home. So I've always had animals in my life.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so they were always important.
Yes.
To you.
Yeah.
What were you like as a kiddo?
I was always out in the mud. I was constantly bringing home things that I shouldn't have brought home. I used to pick up frogs and crawfish and snakes and everything else and bring them home for my mom to see. And she used to tell me to go put them back where I found them. But I love to find them and I love to take care of them and think that I was going to, bring them home and make them happy and feed them and everything. And they probably hated that, but.
So was it like an empathetic thing?
Yeah.
Or were you you can be both, but was it also like a curiosity?
I think it was for the most part too much Steve Irwin as a kid, and I really wanted to be Steve Irwin.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering because I'm thinking because there's the super empathetic animal lover.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all are that, of course.
Definitely.
But you know what I mean? There's like that's the super, I want to take them all home kind of thing when you're a kid. But then there's also like a scientific thing. Where it's so interesting.
Yeah, I think it was mostly that. I grew up as I was the kid that was in the science club and going to dinosaur museums all the time. And it was definitely that for me.
So you have pets. I know you have dogs.
I do. Yes.
Tell me about your pets.
So I have quite the menagerie at home. I'm lucky enough that I live on a ranch.
Okay. That's lucky.
Family owned. So it's been in my family a long time. So I'm able to have dogs, I have cats, I have lizards, and I have my horse in my backyard, which has always been, a dream. So He's there. My horse is older than I am. He's like 32. And so I've had him since I was 12 years old. So
oh my goodness.
I have quite the crew at home.
That's incredible.
It's great. Yeah.
That's awesome. When did you decide that you wanted to work with animals as a career? How did that happen?
So as a kid, I think that I thought the only way to work with animals was to be a veterinarian. And I was sure that that's what I was going to do up until the point that I was probably in high school. And then when I was in high school, I kind of pivoted into zoology and I worked at a zoo for a little while. I loved that. It was great, but I really love domestic animals. I love dogs and I love horses and barn animals. So I pivoted into doggy daycares. And as much as I really liked that, I really prefer to work in something that's maybe a little bit more rewarding. Like I like to have something that has more payoff. I did not ever think that animal sheltering was even a career option. And so when I found this, it was perfect. But I'm definitely, not a vet, and I don't think I could ever be a vet, or would I want to be a vet? And I'm very happy with where I'm at.
So tell us about your position. What's a day like for you?
So a day for me really kind of depends on what's going on in the shelter on a daily basis. So I work with both of our animal care and our customer care teams. So our customer care team is really front facing. They're who you see when you walk in the door. So sometimes I'm doing things like chatting with customers. I'm helping our team out with adoption events. I'm running our stats on how many animals we had adopted over the last month. I'm talking to different jurisdictions about animals that we might be getting in. And then other days I'm working more with our animal care team, who's in charge of our feeding and cleaning and care for our dogs and cats every day. So that's a lot of looking at our animal behavior and our health exams and everything like that. So it's a wide range of things. Some days I'm definitely more people focused and other days I'm more animal focused, which is great. It's a great balance of things.
Yeah, I can imagine every day is probably a little bit different depending on what we've got going on around here. Because, there are just some days that are a little crazier than others or some days that are maybe a little more quiet. Why are you passionate about what you do here?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Because I can tell that you are.
Yes,
I can tell that you are.
So I think that a big reason that I'm so passionate about it is about what I do here at the SPCA is because, like I said, I think that everyone deserves to have an animal, and I think that everybody deserves to have an animal that's right for them. And I really love our mission here specifically at the SPCA. I think that we do a lot of really ethical rescue. I think that we place a lot of dogs in homes that are really great fits for who they go home with. And I think that everybody deserves to have access to that. We take down a lot of barriers for people compared to maybe some other rescue groups that might have, home checks and things like that. We take down a lot of those barriers for people, which I think is really nice for our community. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is really interesting. It's the accessibility.
Yeah.
That's something that we should be really proud of, I think.
It's great. And it's something that I think coming into this job, I didn't know a lot about and maybe was completely on the other side of things. And now that I've been working here as long as I have, and I've seen the payoff of what we do, and I've really seen how few dogs come back and how many dogs go into great homes, it's really great. It's really nice to see.
What's your favorite part about your job?
I think my favorite part of my job is the people. And I think that applies to everything that I do here, whether it be someone who's here for adoption or someone who's here for something more difficult, like having to surrender their pet that they've cared for. I really love talking to people and helping them figure out what's the best option for them and what's the best option for their animal.
So does that affinity for helping solve problems with people, did that surprise you?
It did. And I think that the big thing for me is I found a mutual ground with people that I have a lot of information to share and they have a need for information, and it's something that I like to talk about, and it's something that they need help with. So, they need help and I'm here to help, and I like to see that pay off and be here for people.
That's incredible, because that's not something a lot of people love to do. Because I know you have to have hard conversations sometimes.
Definitely.
And a lot of people, and I will say myself included, it's that part of it is a little scary to me. And so I'm so impressed with that skill that you have. And thank you for sharing that with us and with our community, because it's not easy, and I can tell that's important to you.
Yeah, definitely.
And I so thank you we're so lucky to have you. In all honesty, that's hard because I know you guys have rough days as well. And so what's the hardest part about your job?
What is the hardest part of my job? I think people would expect me to say that the hardest part of my job is probably having to see euthanasia or animals that are coming in really bad shape, or things like that we see that come into the shelter. But I think maybe the harder part of the job is hearing about the animals who don't come into our shelter, talking to people who maybe don't have the resources to get here or need a little bit more help, and trying to coach them into coming here, trying to educate them. I think that that's more difficult than seeing the animals who actually come to our care, because at least if they're here, we know that they're here and getting the help that they need.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think people think they're in trouble?
Yeah, I think that there can be a little bit of stigma about that for sure. But we're here to help. And, whether that be education or being here as a resource, if people do need to leave their animal, we're here.
I'm going to pivot a little bit. So, who would you say is the most influential person in your life, and how did they impact you?
I would definitely say my grandmother. So she was a huge influence for me into my adult life even. So she, like I was mentioning earlier, was a giant animal lover. She had a giant TNR cat colony at her house. She would pick up just about every animal out on the street and either take it to where it needed to go, or if it was a cat, she had an affinity for fixing them and then adding them to her colony at home. She was a really big influence for becoming the person that I am, and just really, I think, understanding people and being empathetic with people and learning to slow down and actually see what's going on in someone's life and talk things through.
Isn't that interesting? So I have talked to a handful of people who have had influential grandmothers, myself included. I mean, my grandma, she was kind of my female figure.
She was a great figure for me. And
yeah, they're really special.
Yeah, they are.
Those maternal figures. That's amazing. Do you ever get stuck?
Definitely.
Is there someone here that you talk to about stuff when you kind of hit a wall or?
Yeah, definitely. So I have Ben, who's been in my position and has been here double the years that I have. So he's great. And then I also have Jenny, who is also wonderful and has been in my position. So I'm lucky enough to have two people that have been exactly where I'm at and know everything that I do on a daily basis and are also just great listening ears. So anything that's going on, whether it be statistical or a person that I need help with, they're both great for me to sit down with and chat with.
Yeah, they are pretty great. What are you most proud of?
Oh gosh. I think that's a big question.
It is a big question. I throw out the big ones sometimes. Yeah, it is a big question.
I think I am probably most proud of the growth that I've made in the last few years in my personal life and here. The last few years have been really big for me. I really made a lot of big jumps in my career here. Like I'm somewhere where I didn't think that I would be. I thought that I would be working customer service here still, and I'm not. I'm very happy in my position. I got married recently.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I have a lot going on for me right now.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I would like to still be here. I am super happy in my position where I'm at right now. So I would be content to still be here. I love managing. I love my teams. I have a couple really great teams right now with animal care and customer care.
You really do?
Yeah, we have a couple really great teams right now full of great people that really love their jobs and do a really great job.
What advice would you give someone who's thinking about working in a place like this?
I would tell them to take it day by day. I would tell them to make sure to make time for yourself because this is a job that, as rewarding as it is, can also be draining. So make sure that you go home and you take time for you and decompress at the end of your day. But to keep going, to look around and look at your options and make sure that you're happy where you're at and you agree with the organization that you're with. And yeah.
Is there another department, like if you weren't in your current job, is there another department that you find interesting or you might?
If I was not where I'm at right now, I would want to be working in our behavior department. I love animal behavior, but dog behavior specifically. For a while, I thought I was going to be a service dog trainer. Like that's something that's really interesting to me. So if I wasn't where I'm at right now, I would want to be doing something with behavior.
What is it about dog behavior that intrigues you?
I really love that dogs are here to be our best friends. And I also love that they're so willing to learn things. I have a couple of very smart dogs at home that love to just like look at me and I swear that they speak English and know more than I do. So I don't know. I'm really interested in unlocking all the things that they can do. And I really like service dogs. I'm really good friends with a few people who use service dogs on a daily basis. I've used a service dog in the past, and the idea of like being able to train a dog to help someone is also really great. So
incredible. They are amazing.
Yeah, they're great.
They are amazing.
It's so crazy how much they'll do for us.
And what they learn.
Yeah, they're so smart.
It's crazy. So I could see where that would be.
Yeah.
Completely fascinating. So, what challenge in your life shaped you the most?
Yeah, that's a really good one. I think my biggest challenge was when I was younger, I started dealing with really severe chronic migraines. I still deal with them. I deal with them better now than I did when I was younger. But that was a really big step for me into a more professional dog world. That's when I started using a service dog. So my first service dog was a migraine alert and response dog. So he was able to tell me when I would get a migraine about 15 minutes ahead of time, and he would retrieve my medication for me, and it was great. It was life-changing.
Whoa.
So, yes, it was great. So that was wonderful. I have had 2 other service dogs since then, and I'm in the process of training another, but that's probably what really shaped me to really love dogs in the capacity that I love them and appreciate them in the way that I appreciate them.
Well, that makes so much sense with you being interested in behavior, and that's a connection right there.
Yeah.
They're helping you.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Yeah, they're great.
Is there something that people would be surprised to know about you?
I don't know.
Did I hear you did theater?
I did do theater.
Okay.
Very briefly on stage. For the most part, I was doing costuming. I was briefly on stage for Grease once, and that's about as far as I got. And then I went back to my sewing machine. And I'm content there. But even in college, I was a theater major for a little while. Thought that that's what I was going to do for a little bit, and then said, never mind, why am I doing this? Yeah, I love theater. I love it.
Me too.
But as a hobby and as an audience member. So
I'm doing this a little bit backwards because typically when I do interviews, one of the first things I do is give my interviewee a compliment, but I didn't do that yet. And it's, I think, because we've had such a great conversation. So I'm going to do it now.
Okay.
We're doing it at the end. So I don't know you well. I mean, we've crossed paths a lot, but we're in different departments and we cover different things. And I think this conversation has been so great. And I feel like I've gotten to know you a lot more. You have such a kind presence. There's a kindness, and I really see the customer care in you, like that aspect of things. It's fun getting to know you, but I'm so impressed by you, and you're so valuable. And what we were talking about earlier with finding ways to to have hard conversations with people, and it's so impressive that that's something you feel really good about being able to do. And I'm blown away by that. And so we're so lucky to have you here.
Thank you.
We're really lucky. So I really want to thank you because I know how busy you are. I know how busy things can get in your area. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. And I'm so excited that the folks out there who listen are going to get to know you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you all for tuning in. A special thank you to Peter Langley for joining us and for sharing a glimpse into the important work happening every day at SPCA Monterey County. The animals who come through our doors are cared for by a dedicated team of staff and volunteers who work tirelessly to provide comfort, enrichment, medical care, and love while they wait for their forever families. Peter's passion for animal welfare and commitment to each pet's success is just one example of the people who make that work possible. A tremendous thank you to all SPCA staff, volunteers, and board of directors. And of course, a heartfelt thank you to our generous supporters. We at SPCA Monterey County could not do what we do for the animals and people in our community without you. If you would like to support our life-saving programs and services, and that would be amazing, you can find all of that information at spcamc.org. If you like what you hear, please drop a like or give us a rating on whatever platform you listen in on. Of course, those ratings help us reach more animal lovers. Something else before we sign off, I would like to do a giveaway. I have in my possession an adorable SPCA Stories mug with our original show artwork by our talented Araceli Hernandez. She is amazing. Not only does she take care of our rescued pets with love and compassion, she is a very gifted artist. So the first person to email me at dfenton@spcamc.org with the subject line, SPCA Stories Love, tell me why you love animals or tell me about your pets, and you will get this amazing mug, the first person to send that to me. So there are only 2 in existence, so this is a pretty special thing. So thank you for listening to SPCA Stories and for being a part of a community that shows up when animals need it most. Dawn Fenton here, signing off until next time. Much love to you and your pets from us here at SPCA Monterey County.